Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mikestand. And I thank the person who came in and dropped a like, share real quick. That's appreciated. Anyways, we're gonna wait a few minutes, give people a chance to get in here before we get started. With that being said, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. That's all, folks. You can always be number one. You can always be a winner. Shoop boop be doo. Let's see now. What else? Let's see. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, looking for you. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Over here. All the stars are here, waiting for you. Couldn't have a show without you. Scooby, Scooby-Doo. Hey, Scooby, where are you? Over here. Let's see. When Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who oppose his shield must yield. In the red and the white and the blue it comes true when Captain America throws his mighty shield. Tony Stark makes you feel he's a cool exec with the hottest wheels as Iron Man. All jets aflame, he fights and fights with repulsor rays. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Amazing power, it's Iron Man. Bruce Banner, pelted by gamma rays, turned into Hulk. Ain't he just gallantly wrecking the town with the powerful, ain't so monster who isn't lovable, the ever-loving Hulk. Hulk, Hulk, cross the rainbow bridge of Asgard, where the blue means heaven's roar, and behold incredulous wonder, the god of thunder, mighty Thor. Stronger than a whale, he can swim anywhere, he can breathe underwater and go flying through the air. Noble submariner, prince of the deep, though beware deadly demons. Lord Namor of Atlantis is the prince of the deep. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web and he sighs. Can't you see? Just like flies, look out. There goes Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen up. He's got radioactive blood. Can he swing overhead? Take a look overhead. Hey there. There goes the Spider-Man. In the thrill of night, in the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Welcome he is yours. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big hang-up. Whenever there's a hang-up, you'll find a Spider-Man. And plastic waves, no need to fear, just hear, just call for 4. Fantastic Four. Hey, what's the score? Fantastic Four. Reed Richards is elastic. Sue can fade from sight. Johnny's the Human Torch. The Thing just loves to fight. All for four. Fantastic Four. Hey, what's the score? Fantastic Four. Okay, what else can we do? Iron Man. Iron Man. Iron Man. Iron Man. What are you doing, Tom? Pikachu. First you kick it in Kanto. Then you go to Johto. Mass Crusaders working overtime. Fighting crime. Fighting crime. Secret Raiders who will neutralize through the Paraline. They'll try to lead the mission. Spectrum's got such super vision. Mask is a mighty power that can save the day. Hey. Mask. No one knows what lies behind the masquerade. Mask. Always riding on Venom's trail. And to a laser ray. On its way. All right, well, we'll come. Let's see. We're at 7.5 minutes now, and close to the 8-minute mark. So we'll probably be talking about what's on tap for tonight here in a few moments. I hope everybody had a good weekend. So we now prepare to get going on. All right, so. Alrighty then. So here's what's on tap for tonight then. We're going to be going over 4 articles tonight, plus, of course, the Wrestling Roundup. We'll start off on criticalblast.com and look over a review that RJ did on Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, kind of a modern-day version of Scooby-Doo's new movies from back in the 70s. Just with more modern day guest stars. Also, we're gonna look at we got some other, there's some, I guess there's some interesting stuff they're talking about with a recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles short that came out recently. Some information regarding The Boys, as well as we're going to look at a review as well of the latest Batman Catwoman comic, where, at least in modern times here, they're now getting married. Also, we'll have some wrestling roundup, some news from WWE, AEW, and Ring of Honor. And, of course, Ring of Honor, of course, has its next pay-per-view coming up this Saturday. We'll talk a little bit about it. A couple of another match was signed, as well as some modifications to a match that was already signed. So get into that. Also, this day in each history. So without any further ado, then why don't we go ahead and get started on tonight's each newscast here. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started here then. First off, as I said, we're heading over to criticalblast.com, as we're going to look over a review that RJ did on Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, which has been noted is a modern day version of Might want to click the. Right then. Okay, so here we go. Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. All right, so Scooby-Doo is an icon of animation that people just never tire of. The talking dog and his teenage friends. Yeah, you realize that they've been like they've been 16, 17, 18 years old for like what, the last 53 years or so? That's kind of interesting. Man, don't we all wish we had that kind of fountain of youth, right? Where you just remain 16, 17 years old for like 53 years. In Mystery Inc. Seem to always have a new series going, with older shows remaining in syndication. Yeah, that's true. Growing up, one of my favorite runs was the new Scooby-Doo movies. Yeah, that was a cool one. Because each episode would have a celebrity guest star, many of whom I knew about, which somehow made the cartoon just a bit more real to me, or at least made the Scooby verse a bit broader, which is true. I mean, now granted, the show was already done by the time I started watching it. It was already in like syndication or rerun syndication when I myself was watching it. RJ obviously was, I think, watching it more as it was happening. So, but some of the more recurring co-stars included the Addams Family, Batman and Robin, and the Harlem Globetrotters. Each of those had at least two guest spots on there. So this tradition began anew when Hanna-Barbera and Warner Brothers delivered Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, which brought us a new stable of contemporary celebs and fictional characters ready to join in the mystery solving. Velma, Shaggy, Scooby, Freddy, and Daphne there. The second season offers up a new helping of these episodes, each following a formula so repetitive that we'd actually be disappointed now if the writers were to deviate from it. Yeah, sometimes the old classics work, right? Such as the entire gang saying in unison not only who the guest star is they've encountered, but with all the same modifiers. The gang trots around the globe in Fred's mystery machine, that kind of big van, big bug van or big bus van that they have, often meeting celebrities because they are friends with socialite Daphne, or because they once worked with Shaggy and Scooby on some food-related event. That's at least how it works now, but back in the original series, in the new Scooby-Doo movies, they just was just more randomized. Sometimes the celebrity guests are even the very villain to be unmasked. Of course, there's no real harm done in these episodes, so there's no arrest made, which would surely made the Scoobyverse TMZ headlines. And wouldn't that be a team up to be seen in the third season? TMZ and Scoobyverse? Yeah, that might be interesting. Let's see. Alton Brown finds his castle home haunted by the monster created by his great grandfather, Dr. Frankenfooter. Okay. Casey Musgrave puts on a show about the discovery of hot sauce, but has rehearsal spoiled by a vengeful phantom. Sean Astin, the son of John Astin of Addams Family fame, I believe. Also, I remember Sean Astin. If I remember correctly, he was actually in he was, I believe, in the movie Rudy, about Rudy Rudiger, the kid whose dream it was to be part of the Notre Dame football team. Goes a little off kilter when he meets the gang and hears the word ring too many times, finding a lost key ring and taking it as a quest to return it to the owner. Cartoon Sean is still harboring disappointment that his character in Lord of the Rings never got to hold the ring. Okay. My personal favorites of this release are A Haunt of a Thousand Voices and the TV and Movie Land Monsters episodes. In the former, the gang meets up with cartoon voice actors. In the former, the gang meets up with cartoon voice actors Frank Welker, Greg Delisle Griffin, Matthew Lillard, and Kate Micucci, the very actors who provide the voices of Fred and Scooby, Daphne, Shaggy, and Velma, respectively. So, yeah, Frank Welker doing Scooby this time. Imagine that. Essentially talking to yourself in a cartoon. Now that's got to be an interesting little tidbit, huh? See if anybody is in here yet. If we have any comments or anything like that. No. In fact, they're saying. Anyways. All right. So the very actors who were, and we talked about that already. You get to hear the characters in their natural voices and then see them doing voices of Mystery Inc. later on. The four monsters in this episode are all callbacks to monsters the team has unmasked in the past. The other episode features the immortal Carol Burnett, who is financing a new virtual reality experience that will bring viewers into their favorite television show. Wow, that's an interesting one. You get some black and white Casablanca remakes here, all playing out like one of the many show parodies that made Burnett's television series a classic. The episode ends with a brilliant scene of the gang all singing along with Burnett, her signature closing song, complete with ear tug. The second season offers the right mixture of attraction for the current generation and Scooby fans, as well as those who can appreciate the nostalgia of the series. And then here's a list of the episodes, and I guess these on the right here are the so you got episodes. Let's see, the horrible haunted hospital of Dr. Phineas Fragg. Hold the phone, it's Kristen Shaw. The Phantom, the Talking Dog, and the hot sauce. Hold the phone, it's Casey Musgraves. The Hot Dog. Hold the phone, it's Joey Chestnut. A movable mystery. Hold the phone, it's Gigi Hadid. Let's see, The Feast of Dr. Frankenfooter. Hold the phone, it's Alton Brown. A Fashion Nightmare. Hold the phone, it's Tim Gunn. Scooby on Ice. Hold the phone, it's Tara Lipinski, former Olympic skater. Craveman on the halfpipe. Hold the phone, it's Chloe Kim. The crown jewel of boxing. Hold the phone, it's second-generation boxer Layla Ali. The daughter of Muhammad Ali. The internet on Haunted House Hill. Hold the phone, it's Lisa Koshy. The seventh inning scare. Hold the phone, it's Macklemore. Oh, and here's a callback to the original series here. The dreaded remake of Jekyll and Hyde. Hold the phone, it's Sandy Duncan, who is making a return from the first series, the new Scooby-Doo movies. She, I think, had one or two appearances. Also replaced Valerie Harper on Valerie's Family. Let's see. The Tao of Scoob. Hold the phone, it's Lucy Liu. Returning the Key Ring. Hold the phone, it's Sean Astin. Who, of course, as we mentioned, Lord of the Rings, as well as, of course, his role as Rudy Rudiger and Rudy. And we have another return from the original series. Cher, Scooby, and the Sargasso Seal, with returning guest star Cher from the original new Scooby-Doo movies, when she, of course, came on with her then husband, Sonny Bono. The Lost Mines of Kilimanjaro. Hold the phone, it's Jessica Biel of Seventh Heaven fame. I wonder if she's a heavenly angel here or a dirty little demon. Guess what? You'll just have to watch to find out, won't you? The Legend of the Gold Microphone. Hold the phone, it's Reverend Rund. Total Jeopardy. Hold the phone, it's the late Alex Trebek. Now, I don't know. Now, of course, I don't know if Alex Trebek himself actually voiced himself here, but if he did, this probably would have been one of his last roles before he passed on. It would be my guess. Now, maybe RJ knows more about that than I would, since he actually went out and watched the series and all that, but yeah, this might have been one of Alex Trebek's last roles, if he actually did indeed. Let's see. Scooby-Doo and the Skytown Cool School. Hold the phone, it's Billy D. Williams. Falling Star Man. Hold the phone, it's former NFL quarterback and current NFL on Fox commentator Terry Bradshaw. Also a NASCAR owner as well, Fitz Bradshaw Racing. Dark Diner of Route 66. Hold the phone, it's Guns N' Roses' Axl Rose. And of course, finishing it off here, A Haunt of 1,000 Voices. Hold the phone, it's the voices of Scooby-Doo. It's Frank Welker, Greg Griffin, Matthew Lillard, and Kate Micucci. And harkening back to another 1970s team. Now, this one not necessarily from the new Scooby-Doo movies, but from their time together on 1977's Laugh Olympics as Scooby-Doo Dog Wonder. Hold the phone, it's Blue Falcon and Dynamite, who, of course, were a part of Scooby's Laugh Olympics in 1977. I believe, in fact, they were on the team known as the Scooby-Doobies. And then the TV and Movie Land Monsters. Hold the phone, it's Carol Burnett. So there you go. There we go with that one. That was a pretty interesting article there. Kind of interesting to, and it's kind of nice to see even some of the returns from long time ago. Anyways, ready to continue on with the articles now as we get ready to move on to Bounding in the Comics and get into that slate of news stories. And night, the music died. And we're singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are getting drunk on whiskey and rye, singing this will be the day I die. This will be the day that I die. Alrighty then, here we go. Here we moving on to the next article here. We'll be covering. Alrighty then, so let's get into this. Animated short brings Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin story to life. Article by J.B. Augustine, published July 15th, 2022, from the Comic Book and Movies section. Okay, let's take a look at this. A number of stories starring the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would make good film adaptations, but The Last Ronin, published in 2020, is the most recent and salient example. There's the last one. There's the comic, The Last Ronin, right there. Ronin number 1. Let's see. Not only is it a dark territory that brings the turtles to their bleakest point ever, but it also reduces their ranks to the loneliest number of 1, hence the title, Against Impossible Odds. Well, a YouTube content creator and an animation studio took the bare background of the story and adapted it into a short that is so incredibly high quality and detailed, you'll be amazed they didn't go through the Hollywood system to make it. Named TMNT, The Last Ronin Animation, the animated video shows the last surviving turtle after he's lost everything. He mourns his fallen brothers and his quote-unquote father, Master Splinter, as he recollects their defeat and prepares to end it all by committing harikiri. Harikiri is, I believe, a form of ritual suicide. I believe it might be. I don't know if it's the one where. I think it might be the one where you basically gut yourself. But can't be too sure. He stops only when he passes out and has a vision of his 3 dead brothers. Comic readers, and not to mention those who browse the spoilers online, will know the last turtle standing is a Michelangelo whose mirth is completely gone following his personal tragedy. Michelangelo, who is always usually the chipper of the 4. He's like cowabunga, dude, cowabunga. I want my pizza. The short was made by the YouTuber Magnus Edlund, creator of the channel Speedo Kagan. He produced and directed the piece while also having a hand in the VFX animation with animator Robin Anderson and modeler rigger Christian Howald. Everything was done in-house, and all who pitched in performing multiple duties, sound designer Andrei Kotevsky Lindwall also provided the voice of the last Ronin, Michelangelo. A special dedication to the Last Ronin crafters Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, and Tom Waits for the work they put into the dystopian story and the years they committed to putting out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle content. Quote unquote, thank you, it says. Quote, this film is dedicated to Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, and Tom Waltz, and all other who have worked with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, unquote. It adds, quote, thank you very much for all the joy you have given us turtle fans, unquote. Wow. The Last Ronin animation arguably deserves to go on the list of things that give joy to turtle fans somewhere close to its inspiration, which we may not have seen the last of. Though Eastman called the tale, quote, a Dark Knight return sort of final turtle story, unquote. In an interview with CBR this year, he also said, quote, the door's open to go other places, unquote. Maybe like having zombie turtles come back and beat up Shredder and the Foot Clan. You imagine that? The Foot Clan getting kicked by a bunch of dead feet? Anyways, after all, it ends on a, quote, to be continued, unquote, note, and Walt's promised more is coming from the Roninverse, quote unquote. He said to CBR recently, quote, oh, stand by, sports fans. I can't give specifics yet, but suffice to say, we are not done with what we are now lovingly calling, in smaller quotes, the Roninverse. Big announcement coming soon, unquote. Well, there we go with that one. Most fearsome fighting team. When the evil Shredder attacks, these turtle boys don't cut him no slack. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. When the evil Shredder attacks, these turtle boys don't cut him no slice. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. All right, so here's the next article we're going to read here, but before I do that, I do need to step away from the computer for a moment. Need to get I'll be right back. Anyways, I'll leave some music on for you guys while I go and gotta step away from, as I said, gotta step away from the computer for a few moments. right back. Alrighty then. Well, I'm back, but I got another viewer, so that's good. So we'll get ready to continue on with the articles here. Hope you're having a good day. If you haven't already, you can like and share this thing so we can get some more friendly people in here. That'd be appreciated. And as always, feel free, if anything grabs your attention in terms of what we're covering, feel free to engage and comment on it. Anyways, moving on to this next article here then. Kind of halfway through the article that we're going, right? So, anyways, the boys' most shocking moment. Article by Frank Martin, um, published earlier, again, July 15th, which is Friday. And we're and it's in the comic books television section. So here we go. Let's take a look at what they have to say about about these boys. The Boys TV show has become a bit of a phenomenon, in large part due to its shock value approach to a lot of superpowered antics. One of the keys to its success, however, is its ability to match characterization and plot with its shocking elements. Um, One downside to shock value is that it increasingly becomes a competition to top itself, um, with more and more gruesome or outrageous moments. Yeah. And usually what happens is it's like one of those things. What's the saying? Hold my beer. Oh yeah, you did that. Well, here, hold my beer. Or hey, top this, buddy. Yeah. Well, you took a leap off a 50-foot ladder. Well, I'm gonna take a 200-foot leap off the Empire State Building. How does that grab you? ah. When it comes to a show like The Boys, there are certainly no. Hold on. Um, Sorry, folks. I've got somebody at my door here, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sometimes when you're doing your shows from home, sometimes it's like hard because when you have domestic stuff going on around. You guys know how that goes. Anyways, the yeah. When it comes to a show like The Boys, there are no shortages to choose from. Yep. And Top Clause Landlord, right? These are the um, top 10 big moment. What is it again? Or most shocking, or top 10 most shocking moments. So Pop Clause Landlord. In the grand scheme of plot points, Popclaw is a relatively minor character, but it's her connection to A-Train that makes her important. Of course, it's not to be confused with former professional. I think it's a different character altogether. This is not former professional wrestler Matt Bloom, A-Train. Somebody else, I believe. That makes her important. Ironically, that same connection drives her to lash out sexually at her landlord in one of the show's original crazy moments. Okay, that kind of sounds interesting. Lashing out sexually. Okay. Oh, what? Okay, let's find out what this is all about. Oh, the scene itself is pretty raunchy. Popclaw has the landlord perform oral sex on her. Oh boy. While her claws pop mid orgasm. Okay. That's pretty descriptive. At first, it seems as if she's merely going to suffocate him. But since this is The Boys, and this show demands gore, she somehow manages to crush his head with her thighs. Okay! This girl's a sadist. Popclaw's a bit of a sadist. Whoa. Holy moly. Hey. Again, granted, we don't necessarily cater to kids here. But mind you, most of the time, it's still relatively PG, but this stuff's obviously R-rated stuff. Number 9, the deep reason. Honestly, this show, The Boys, it's for adults, to say the least. The deep threesome. All right, let's find out what this is all about. Are we gonna have another sexually explicit situation here? It's becoming a running joke that Aquaman has sex with fish. Oh God, that might be just a rumor. So it only makes sense to have the boys' version of Aquaman actually do it. Oh boy, okay, a little bestiality there. Unfortunately, it's quickly becoming a quote controversial for the sake unquote plot point that culminated in actual bestiality in season 3. Okay, I'm guessing this show is on Netflix on some streaming service because I don't think there's any way in Hades that this stuff would go get by on television. I'm sorry. There's no way unless they stuck it on at like 3:00 in the morning or something like that. Holy cow! Oh boy. Even that's no guarantee that a kid wouldn't somehow, or somebody underage wouldn't still find it. Let me Let's see now. At first, it was only hinted at in season 1 that the deep has sex with aquatic animals. This was officially confirmed during Herochasm, okay? Oh boy. But that shocking scene was then toppled later on when the Deep convinced his wife to actually engage in a threesome with an octopus. Oh my god! Whoa! Whoa! It's definitely rated R at least, if not X. Oh my god! Hold my beer, please. Thank goodness for CGI, as this would have been a very awkward scene to shoot with practical effects. No kidding. No kidding. Blackhawk's death, number 8. Okay, that looks pretty gnarly right there. Oh, look at that. I would not be surprised if there were a few people regurgitating about that part after seeing that scene that I just had up there. That's why I went down further quicker. The Boys is certainly no stranger to shocking kills, but perhaps none has been more jarring than to see A-Train run at high speeds while dragging Blue Hawk's body behind him. The fact Blue Hawk was torn to shreds at high speeds was bad enough, but the context of the scene was made all the worse because of the characters. A-Train was taking revenge for Blue Hawk paralyzing his brother, but A-Train also knew that running again could cause his heart to give out, so he was fully comfortable with avenging his brother as his final act. So basically, he was almost trying to pull a murder suicide kind of thing here. Ouch. All right, number 7, airplane scene. Guy with the glowing eyes there. Oh, this is on Amazon Prime, yeah. On a streaming service like Amazon Prime or Netflix, they could get away with stuff like this. Not so much on TV. Season 1 of The Boys was important for many different reasons. One of them was because it was still very ambiguous as to how big of a villain Homelander was. Throughout the season, he straddled between a bad guy and a bad guy who does good things. It wasn't until the plane scene that it became evident just how much of a villain he actually could be. When it became clear there was no way to save anyone, Homelander was 100% focused on getting out of the situation with his reputation intact, even if it meant allowing a plane full of innocent people to crash. Oh, this guy's a prince, isn't he? Wow. Okay. Just for the hell of it, he's gonna maintain his bad reputation by letting people die. Yeah, that's a villain for you. Anyways, I do need to step away from the computer for a moment. I'll be right back. right, looks like we have. Hello. Hey, Shadowhawk. Yeah, well, I mean, I had to take care of some. Now we have three viewers. Thank you, guys. If you haven't already, you guys can like and share the stream. Already actually covered through over half of the content for tonight. But you can like and share the stream. So we can get some more friendly people in here. That would help things out a bit. Anyway, just going over an article about the boys' most shocking moment. There's some interesting stuff here. So, this show is definitely rated. It should be rated at least R, if not X. But good thing it's a show on a streaming service. Because I don't think a lot of this stuff would be going over well on TV. No, number 6, Soldier Boys Massacre. Seeing a mass casualty incident on screen is never easy, but it becomes especially difficult to watch when it involves a bunch of superpowered beings massacred in the middle of an orgy. Oh man! Oh shoot! Whoa! You're in the middle of an orgy and basically you get massacred. Man, talk. Oh boy, talk about your fantastic voyages. Oh, at least this one in this case going to the great beyond, as it were. Alrighty then. So let's see. Besides being a traumatic scene of mutilated corpses and people covered in blood, it was also shocking to see Soldier Boy's indifference to it all. His PTSD triggered a complete slaughter of dozens of people, and he just kind of shrugged it off as no big deal, focusing instead on fighting home. Who writes the boy? Is the boys written by a sociopath or something like that? You have to wonder if whoever the writer of the boys is, you have to wonder if the guy's a sociopath. Hey. Still, number 5, Stillwell's death. There's something to be said about TV shows killing off main characters. By themselves, they are usually shocking incidents, but The Boys isn't an average show. So if they're going to kill off a main character, they best do it in style. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Madeline Stillwell was supposed to be Homelander's rock. She was the one to keep him in check, so it's pretty scary he would kill her by lasering her through the eyes and hollowing out her head. Well, that's pretty gory thing to do. I guess, was that what the scene up here was before? Oh, well, at least you didn't actually, you shot from an angle where you didn't actually see the. Let's see. Also, it's pretty scary. It's a pretty scary scene given that Butcher was using Stillwell as a hostage. It just goes to show how difficult of a character Homelander is to predict. Robin's death. One of the most shocking deaths in The Boys still remains the original instigating incident that triggered the entire series. This, of course, was when Huey's girlfriend Robin was killed by A-Train just by running through her. The entire event was filmed so subtly that it was easy for the viewer to place him or herself in Huey's shoes. One moment he was perfectly happy planning the future with his girlfriend, and the next moment his girlfriend explodes in his arms. It's such a traumatic moment that it has stayed with Huey throughout the entire series. Wow. Whoever is writing The Boys has got to be a sociopath. He's got to be an undeniable sociopath. Bummer. Some guy who wrote Preacher. Have you seen it, Mike? Garth Ennis? No, I haven't. Shadog. I don't think I've seen it. Oh, we got 4 people in here now. Hello. As always, I do, and thank you for the likes and shares. Helps get more people in here. And as always, if you guys have anything you'd like to add to the conversation, feel free to do so. Number 3, penis explosion. Oh boy, every guy's nightmare, right? Feeling that your penis is gonna blow up. As The Boys progresses through its seasons, it needs to become more shocking to up the ante. It's like hold my beer, right? And nowhere is this more obvious than what happens in the season 3 premiere. The entire premise of the show is that this much power in human hands becomes disastrous for those who don't have it. And that's pretty much the theme of the scene when a shrinking man inserts himself into his lover's penis. Okay. It's absurd, shocking, and given how everything on The Boys ends up playing out, unsurprising that it ends the way it does. Boy. Yeah. A gay guy letting his lover shrink down so he could crawl up into his uterus so he can cause his penis to explode. Whoever wrote this story is a bona fide sociopath. Whoever wrote The Boys is a bona fide sociopath. Not just um, not him, not a sociopath, but he hates superheroes and doesn't hide it from the fans. Weird guy. Cool. No, I think he's a sociopath because of the methodology. I mean, it's one thing to hate people. It's one thing to hate a group of people, but to take it this far, to get this creative with how you kill people, um, that's a bit more sociopath. Garth Ennis has sold millions by. All right, yeah, I've heard the name a little bit here and there, but all right. So, anyways, to Homelander Protest. Okay. There were plenty of truly shocking and gross kills throughout The Boys 3 seasons, but there was something about what happened during the final scene of season 3 finale that made it especially jaw-dropping. Might have been the fact that a protester attacked Homelander's son or that Homelander didn't even think twice about lasering the protesters' head off right in the middle of a crowd. It was such a quick sequence of events that it took a moment for everyone, including the audience, to register that it happened. And yet, the most shocking part was still to come as Homelander supporters cheered him on. Oh boy! You see, it's one, as I said, it's one thing to hate superheroes or hate a group of people, but it's another to just, with all these creative ways of getting at them like this, that is a bit more sociopathic. Herogasm. There were so many absolutely shocking moments during the entire quote-unquote Herogasm episode that it's difficult to separate them all. In fact, a list of shocking moments could just be attributed to Herogasm alone. But we'll just group them all together because technically it was all one big sex act. Okay. Okay. Exactly. Very creative. Anyways. Alright. So, the producers were rightly aware that a lot of this episode would be shocking. Didn't matter if it was the penis that had a life of its own, the icicle for a sex toy, or the ejaculation that went off like Old Faithful. Okay? All of it was thrown at the viewer, one after the other, without any time to properly process just how crazy it was. Hmm. Alrighty then. Oh, my personal opinion: the people who are involved with the boys have some issues that they need to go see a doctor for. But that's just my own personal opinion. Take it for what it's worth. With that, let's get ready to see. We have one more article to go through here. I just like to. All right. Well, here's kind of the last article we're going to do. This one is more of a comic book review. I did look at RJ's review of Scooby-Doo and Guess Who earlier. I think we may have different taste in literature. Well, that's okay though. I mean, you know, that's all right. You know, anyways, getting ready to Hmm. All right. So, anyways, here's this one is more comic book review here. We'll read through this a bit here. Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle get hitched in Batman Catwoman number 12, but that's only the beginning. Article by J.D. Augustine, published earlier today. Comic book reviews, comic books. All right, so they finally did it. Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle tied the knot Vegas style after 12 issues and an annual in the pages of Batman Catwoman number 12 by Tom King and Clay Mann. Ceremony took place in a themed wedding chapel where the inspiration was Gotham's Guardian Knight as opposed to Elvis, and it couldn't be more meta. The man officiating is dressed in an Adam West Batman costume, has a casting resemblance to Dark Knight co-creator King. There is a blunder at the end when Christmas music plays instead of the intended riff on the 56 Batman theme, then insert Mazel Tov over the catchy rhythm. Bad omen or no, an edition of UC blog Gotham Gazette column calls this festive and quote fun way to kick off happily ever after. But the column also begs the salient question: quote, can Bruce and Selena ever truly have that? Unquote. In truth, we readers know that they can. And DC columnist um, makes this case. Not only are they two damaged individually, but Bruce also has his code under the cowl of Selena as her secrets left over from her unquote old life. To be fair, it's not like she ever gave it up. Selena holds onto parts of it because it gives her a sense of independence from her beau. Parts and secrets, no matter how volatile, such as sharing the occasional drink with the Joker. This twist makes no sense considering how unpredictable the Clown Prince is, especially when he would do anything to get at Batman mentally and emotionally. That doesn't stop the cat and clown from having casual moments like two old pals bewildered with life. Oh, brother. Oh, yeah, that's a sign of a doomed marriage right there. Oh boy, having a guy friend. Hey, RJ. Feature sounds like a lovely moral book for children. I think Shadowhawk was indicating. I don't think it was that, RJ. And I did your article earlier. Spent a bit of time on it. It was kind of interesting to see some of the Cher and like Sandy Duncan involved from the past as well, Blue Falcon and and Dynamite. So yeah, so Anyway, we're doing the going over the review here of the latest Batman Catwoman story. If you haven't already, if you can like and share this thing, so we can get some more people, more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Anyways, moving on to this. Okay, we already talked about all that. She thinks she can make up for this by not spilling Batman's true identity to Joker, which he takes in stride. However, she won't help hubby spare lives or aggravation and bring the genocidal jester to justice either. Yes, and then there's a possibility that if she gets too drunk, she may not be able to not withhold the information of Batman's secret identity from the Joker either. If she gets drunk enough, she may spill the beans anyways. She's not the only villain she is protecting either. We learn in this issue, Selina knows the Phantasm, Andrea Beaumont, is still alive and leaves Bruce in the dark about her fate. Not that it matters in the end. We know how King's Batman Catwoman story ends, mostly since the narrative bounces around the past, present, and future of the timeline. But issue 12, Bruce dies and Selina decides to finally settle the score with the Joker. Long story short, she kills him. But she could have, maybe should have, done earlier, making the tawdry cat and mouse bickering with Bruce during the series over letting Joker remain free all the more pointless. Mm-hmm. King seems to want everything all at once, in every sort of way, in the Black Label affair. The pot stays boiling, but the soap opera is more convoluted than it needs to be, no matter how engaging it is. Catwoman sums things up with, quote, "This is who we are, you and me, without costumes and gadgets and whips. After all they've done to us, that is what's left. Bat and cat, two wounded animals who, in the midst of the hurt, managed to crawl to each other. Batman Catwoman number 12 is now on sale digitally and wherever books are sold." Oh, there we go with that one. Alrighty then. So let's see now where we're at. Oh yeah, we're coming up on an hour and a half here. So I did stretch things out pretty well. Considering I only had 4 articles to go over today. Yeah, it did seem like somewhat of a slow weekend. I mean, I think coming in to today, there are only like, I think there are only like 2, because that last article was dropped today, and then could have been 3 if of course I had gone with you know. Anyways, yeah. So now we'll move on, of course, to some wrestling news. Of course, WWE will have Raw on tonight on USA. Pretty much only real big news, if you want to talk about that. Well, let's see. Kevin Owens is due to come back tonight on Raw, hosting the Kevin Owens show after being gone for a while. Also, amidst the Vince McMahon controversy, the whole hush money scandal, you've already had a couple of former WWE employees saying that they won't come back to WWE while he's still there. Some of you may remember Rita Crediton from back in the 80s, who worked she was the first woman referee to work in the WWF back in the 80s there, and had left the company after, and later made allegations that Vince forced himself on her. She was involved in an interview recently in which she had stated that that she would consider coming back to WWE, as long as Vince wasn't there. As long as Vince is there, she's not coming back. But also, Maria Kanellis Bennett, who is currently signed to Impact Wrestling for manages the Honor No More faction, has also stated that as long as Vince is there, she would not be coming back to WWE. Now, of course, a lot of this is that, you have SummerSlam coming up from Saturday, I believe. You have the last man standing match for the Universal titles between the unified titles between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. You have the Usos defending the unified tag titles against Street Profits and Liv Morgan defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Rousey. That's all next week, of course. Yeah. Anyways, getting ready to move on to. Anyways, moving on to some more wrestling news, as it were. On the AEW side of it, there's an update that was given on CM Punk's possible return. He had injured his foot when he won the AEW World Title from Hangman Adam Page, and was forced to go have surgery on it. And now it looks like he's healing up, and they're going to need him back soon. But the only thing is, he may not. The earliest according to some of the reports I've heard, earliest he'll be back could be all out in September 2nd. So, yeah. That would be the earliest that he'd be back. And AEW's just been hit with so many injuries right now. That's why they seem to be having a hard time. Also, some Ring of Honor news. This Saturday, of course, Ring of Honor is having its Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. A couple of announcements. Following his successful title defense this past Friday on Rampage, Jonathan Gresham, who recently turned heel by joining up with Tully Blanchard, was now signed to defend the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship against Claudio Castagnoli. This will be one of the few opportunities Castagnoli has ever had at having a world title. So, also on the card, also recently announced over the weekend, during what was supposed to be just kind of a chill chat between between the two opponents for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, FTR and the Briscoe brothers. Things got a little heated, and now the match is going to be a best 2 out of 3 falls match. So for the ROH World Tag Team titles. FTR will be defending against the former champions, the Briscoe brothers, in a best 2 out of 3 match. Now, based on what I know on the backside, I believe that FTR will actually win this match. They'll retain the title, because if the problem is, if the Briscoes were to win back the titles, AEW would most likely have to use them. And I know there are higher ups at AEW that do not want to have the Briscoes. There are some higher ups over some comments that they made years ago. Also, as previously talked about, of course, 3 other title matches is Mercedes Martinez defends the ROH World Women's title against the Professor Serena Deeb. You have Samoa Joe defending the ROH World Television title against Jay Lethal, who will have Sanjay Dutt and Satman Singh in his corner. And then Wheeler Yuta defends the ROH Pure title. Hold on. Give me a moment, folks. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Had to take care of some stuff around the house. Yeah. All right. So anyway, so we're talking about some of the well, I was getting to death before dishonor, finishing that up. So with that now, guess we're now down to might be a good time to unless anybody has anything to say, but I think I'm the only one here. It would seem. Um, yeah, it's probably a good time to start winding down. We'll probably get to um, I'll get to this day in each history. So today being Monday, July the 18th, 2022. Let's take a look back at this day in each history. History! So with that, first off, I head back to 1972. As on this date in 1972, the 100th issue of House of Secrets from DC Comics went on sale on this date in 1972. So 50 years ago today, the 100th issue of House of Secrets went on sale on this date, edited by Joe Orlando, with the stories being Round Trip Ticket, A Man Who Stopped Time, and Rest in Peace. Cover art done by Bernie Whitestone, was a 20-cent book with 32 pages. So on this date, 50 years ago today, the 100th issue of House of Secrets went on sale on this date. Getting ready to move on to the next piece of niche history. As on this date, 30 years ago today, in 1992, we had a number of anime movies come out. 3 anime movies come out on this date in 1992. As on this date in 1992, Studio Ghibli's Porco Rosso from Hayao Miyazaki, AIC Silent Mobius 2 from Yasunori Ide, and Weathering Content, directed by Koichi Mashimo, from IG Tatsunoko, all premiered on this date in 1992. So 30 years ago today, Studio Ghibli's Porco Rosso, AIC's Silent Mobius 2, and IG Tatsunoko's Kaze no Tenko, often known as Weathering Continent, all were released on this date. All debuted in Japanese theaters on this date in 1992, 30 years ago today. So moving on to the next piece in each history. Um, as we move ahead to 2007, which was 15 years ago today, as on this date, 15 years ago today, four-time ECW World Tag Team Champion, John Kronos, born George D. Riazzo, passed away at the age of 38. This, of course, he was one half of the team known as the Eliminators with Perry Saturn. Um, let's see. 2002, retired from professional wrestling, relocating to the Lakes region, and born. Okay. Yeah, he passed away at the age of 38. I don't remember. Oh, he died due to a heart failure. That's what they said. So, on this date, 15 years ago today, John Cronus, born George B. Caiazzo, one half of the Eliminators with Perry Saturn, and a four-time ECW World Tag Team Champion, three times with Perry Saturn and once with New Jack, passed away at the age of 38. Let me just double check. Okay. So with that, moving on to the next piece of niche history here, as we have another passing to talk about. This happened just 5 years ago today. Actor Harvey Atkin. Canadian actor Harvey Atkin passed away at the age of 84, I believe. 74. He passed away at the age of 74. In cartoon circles, he was known for providing the voice of King Koopa in Super Mario Brothers Super Show, as well as The Adventures of Sam and Max Freelance Police. He also did some work on the 90s X-Men series as well. He passed away at 74 of a brain tumor. The voice of Alien Henchman in 1981's Heavy Metal. By the voice in Carried Away. He was Bernard in Every Dog's Guide to Complete Home Safety. Did a number of and as I said too, he lent his voice, uncredited oftentimes to I know that television series and performances. Let's see, those were, I guess, films. He was also Sergeant Ronald Coleman on Cagney and Lacey. He lent his voice Alf the Animated Series, as well as Alf Tales, RoboCop the Animated. He was KRUD TV station manager. Lent his voice for No News is Good News, albeit uncredited. He talked about his. He lent his voice to a number of different projects. Yeah, he was Sasquatch, Dr. Walter Langkowski in an X-Men episode. So also actually lent his voice to a Sailor Moon episode as well. So yeah, so he did quite a few. So on this date, 5 years ago today, Harvey Atkin passed away at the age of 74. So there you go. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I know we had a couple of, I had some stuff going on around the house that I had to tend to. So, but with that, guys, I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow night. And don't forget, of course, this Friday I'm going to have Shadowhawk with me as my co-host as we continue our look back at March of 1939 in comics. We'll be focusing in on comics that went on sale from David McCabe publication and Fox Feature publication. So look forward to that. So anyways, I hope to see you all back here tomorrow. Bye.